What's up, everybody? So, we're getting into some of the final battles of Go Battle League in Season 2 because it's only a matter of a few hours before Go Battle League switches to Season 3, and which also means that there's only a few hours left before Registeel gets nerfed, right? And especially with the announcements to the nerfs to Flash Cannon and Focus Blast, I'm not sure how viable Registeel will be moving forward in the Great League. So, to celebrate Registeel's contribution to the Great League, I decided to pair it up with two of its long lost brothers, Regice and Regirock, and basically try out the Triple Regi Team in the Great League. Now, this is a team comp that ScrubLordDustin from JFarm actually featured a couple of months ago, but unlike Dustin, I don't have double moves on my Regice or Regirock. That's because I don't have the resources to invest in them, and I'm probably never going to use those two outside of this team composition. But this is a team that I've been personally wanting to try for a very long time now. And if you're familiar with the anime or the main series games, a Pyramid King Brandon, who is the frontier brain of the Battle Frontiers Battle Pyramid, actually uses these three Pokemon. And then Ash actually went up against him and then defeated him and also conquered the Battle Frontier as well. So, especially ever since that section of the Advanced Generation series of the anime, I've been fascinated by this team comp and I've been wanting to try it out, but I've been putting it off for some reason. But I can't put it off any further because this team as such is pretty hard to run, and once Registeel gets nerfed, it's going to be even harder, right? So I want to try it out in Season 2 and see how it performs. Like I said, it's still a pretty difficult team to run, so some tough losses in there. But surprisingly, we pull off some nice wins as well. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, moving on to the first battle here. I'm going to be leading with Regirock, with Regice and Registeel in the back. And I'm going to be running Lock On and Stone Edge on Regirock, and then Lock On and Blizzard on Regice. And then the standard moveset of Lock On, Flash Cannon, and Focus Blast on Registeel. So we have Regirock into Azumarill. This is a pretty bad matchup because Bubble is doing super effective damage against Regirock because of the rock typing. And I'm going to save switch into Regice here and they come in with Vigoroth. So this is not a good situation at all. And counter users can be very difficult for this team because this entire team is weak to fighting. And that's one of the reasons why it's such a difficult team to run. And Vigoroth again is a very tricky Pokemon to deal with as well. So I'm just going to go straight for the Blizzard here. This would do heavy neutral damage to Vigoroth if it goes unshielded, but it gets the shield, which is understandable. So at this point, they're going to commit to the complete counter farm down here. So this is not ideal. And like I said, both Regirock and Registeel would struggle against Vigoroth, but I'm going to come in with Regirock because I need to save my Registeel for their Azumarill. So again, charge move coming through. I'm just going to let it go. Luckily, it ends up being only a body slam, which is going to be resisted because of the rock typing. And I'm just going to go straight for the Stone Edge here. This is going to do some heavy neutral damage to Vigoroth if it goes unshielded. It gets the shield there, which is absolutely perfect. And I'm just going to let it go through. I don't mind even if it's a bulldoze. Like I said, I'm just going to save all my shields for Registeel and see what we can do there. Luckily, it's only another body slam bait. So I'm trying to get to the next Stone Edge here. But they're able to get to a charge move first, unfortunately. So I'm just going to shield this up because I don't want all that energy to go waste. So yeah, I'm just going to go straight for the Stone Edge. Luckily, they don't switch out. And as soon as I throw the Stone Edge, I'm going to switch into my Registeel here. Stone Edge does heavy neutral damage to Vigoroth. So just going to switch into Registeel to avoid getting farmed down. And I'm just going to commit to the complete lock-on farm down here. They have enough energy for almost a bulldoze now. So I'm just going to shield this up just in case it's a bulldoze. But it's only a body slam bait, but it's fine. They're not going to be able to get to another bulldoze here. So this is probably just going to be another body slam, which is again going to be resisted because of the steel typing. And I'm just going to completely lock on farm this Vigoroth down, and they still have a full health Azumarill and another full health Pokemon in the back, right? We're going to have to wait and see what it is. It's an Altaria, but we have a lot of loaded energy, so I'm just going to go straight for the Flash Cannon here. We probably can get to 2 Flash Cannons before they can get off their first charge move here. So second Flash Cannon again is going to do some heavy neutral damage to Altaria and put it pretty low, but it's still a very tricky situation, right? They still have a full health Azumarill in the back. So at this point, I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to catch the Sky Attack with Regirock. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. And yeah, this is going to be GG. So even though Sky Attack is resisted, it definitely will take out Registeel from this range. And that's going to be a GG. So like you can see, it's a very difficult team to run. And especially when you lose the lead like that with Regirock going up against something like a Azumarill. And then they have a counter user in the back. That's going to make it almost impossible to win. But moving on to the second battle, let's see if we have better luck this time. This is actually, I think, a little more closer than the first one, but it's challenging nevertheless. So, but we do pull some wins in this set as we progress. But We have Regirock into Azumarill again. Absolutely terrible matchup. Same plan, just switch into Regice and hope they don't have a Regice counter in the back. They are still staying in this matchup, and now they make a switch into Registeel. So this is not a great situation at all. So I'm just going to build up to what would be an Earthquake and then throw the Blizzard here. And really trying to get the shield. That's what I'm trying to do. We get the shield. That is absolutely fantastic. So even though this is a bad matchup, at least we got a shield out of them, which is good. So I'm just now going to shield this up because both Flash Cannon and Focus Blast would do super effective and probably would take a Regice out from this range. Almost takes it out. I'm fine with it. I'm just going to save the shields for my Registeel. So just going to come in with Registeel, I think, here. Yeah, I'm just going to come in with Registeel, and at this point, I'm just going to go straight for the Focus Blast here. This seemed a little too soon to be a Focus Blast, which is why I'm just going to risk it and not shield. It's only a Flash Cannon, luckily, so it's a good thing we let that go through. But I'm just going to go straight Focus Blast here. So this is, again, going to either take out the Registeel or get their final shield. Let's see what they decide to do here. Or doesn't take it out exactly. I mean, almost puts it pretty low. And at this point, I'm just going to shield this up because this could probably be a Focus Blast. There's no point for them to bait from here on. Focus Blast, obviously, luckily we shielded that. And I'm just going to lock on farm this Registeel down and have a lot of loaded energy, right? So there's still a glimmer of hope to win this. So let's see what we can do here. So I'm just going to go straight for the Focus Blast here. It's going to do super effective damage against the Gal Stunfisk because of the steel typing. And at this point, I'm just going to sack my Regirock and try and catch the Earthquake. But they're going to have to throw anyways, right? So Regirock is pretty much useless in this matchup. I need to save health on my Registeel as much as possible. Earthquake, unfortunately, doesn't take us out, right? Now they're going to be able to farm for a lot of energy. And then Stone Edge is pretty much going to do almost nothing because it's double resisted because of the steel ground typing. And yeah, I mean, it's an absolute joke how much it does. But anyways, now they have a lot of loaded energy, right? So I'm just going to try and go straight for the Focus Blast here. I'm going to shield this up. This could probably be a bait as well, but luckily it ends up being an Earthquake, which is perfect. And now I can go straight for the Focus Blast here. So Focus Blast is going to do super effective damage against the Gal Stunfisk and finish it off here. So yeah, I mean, let's see what... And they have an Azumarill in the back. So this is pretty much GG's at this point. I mean, obviously they led with the Azumarill and they have a lot of loaded energy as well. And they're going to be able to get off this Hydro Pump, and that's going to finish off the Registeel. So even, I mean, it really wouldn't have mattered if I had gotten to a Flash Cannon or not, because it basically would take 3 Flash Cannons to get rid of Azumarill. And like I said, Registeel pretty much carries this team. It's the glue that holds this team together. And Regirock, to be honest, has been a real disappointment so far. But it's not all bad. You know, we start pulling some wins here. I believe this is one of them. So we have Regirock into Beedrill. This is the lead that you want to see, because those poison jabs are resisted because of the rock typing, while Stone Edge would do super effective damage against Beedrill because of the bug typing, right? So I'm just going to go straight for the Stone Edge here. This will one-shot the Beedrill if it goes unshielded, and it gets the shield, which is absolutely understandable. I do have to watch out for Drill Run, which would do super effective damage because of the rock typing, but I know we can survive one, right? And because those poison jabs are doing such minimal damage, I'm just going to let it go through. It's absolutely fine, because I'm going to be able to get off the second Stone Edge here. And let's see if they want to give up both shields at this point. They probably would want to, I guess. So they do shield that up again, which is absolutely understandable. They make a switch into their Obstagoon and instantly delete my Regirock here. Now this is fine. In this scenario, they don't have any more shields. And even though we're taking super effective damage from the counters, there's not a lot they can do, right? I'm not worried about any charge move at this point, because nothing is going to one-shot the Registeel. But Focus Blast is going to do super effective damage against Obstagoon, which is double weak to fighting because of the dark normal typing, and then it's pretty much going to one-shot it, boom. So that's actually, now we're kind of ahead in the game. We still have 2 shields and a full health Regice in the back, and they're going to come back in with Beedrill here. So at this point, I'm just going to try and get to this Flash Cannon as soon as possible, and I'm going to shield this up. This could probably be a Fell Stinger or an Excisor bait, but luckily ends up being a Drill Run, which is a good thing that we shielded that, because that would have definitely taken out the Registeel. And I'm just going to go straight for the next Flash Cannon here. This should pretty much finish off the Beedrill there, or almost come close to it. And they're going to get off another charge move here. This is probably going to be another Drill Run. And I'm just going to shield this up again. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. We still have a full health Regice in the back. And let's see what they decide to do here. I'm going to commit to the complete lock-on farm down here, right? So tells me they have something in the back which is weak to Registeel, and they decide to give up the match there. So they probably had a Charmer, like a Clefable or a Gardevoir or something, or probably a Lapras. But I mean, otherwise they would have definitely brought out their Pokemon against my Registeel, right? So moving into the fourth battle here, and this is probably going to be the most embarrassing one of them all. I mean, there's nothing that I could do here. We'll get into it right now. It was absolutely brutal, to say the least. So we have Regirock into Toxicroak. Now, this is the worst thing you want to encounter on the lead when you're running this team, because the whole team is going to be weak to fighting. And the reason I switch into Regice is because Regice is not going to take super effective damage from the Mud Bombs, whereas both Regirock and Registeel would both take super effective damage. So I'm just going to let it go through. And they have a Dynamic Punch. I mean, like, who runs Dynamic Punch on Toxicroak? And that's even worse for this team, because Dynamic Punch from an attack-heavy Pokemon like Toxicroak is just going to do so much damage, right? And as you can see, those counters are really adding up, and I'm really hoping they let this go through, but of course they shield that up, so they want to just continue to pile on the misery here. Then I have to shield this up because Mud Bomb would do super effective damage, and so would Dynamic Punch, which would have probably taken Registeel out from this range. And it's just not looking good at all. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to get to see what their next Pokemon is, let alone their third Pokemon. I mean, I don't think we'll even get a chance to see what their second Pokemon is. So yeah, I'm going to switch into Regirock here. And yeah, I mean, there's not a lot I can do. I'm just going to shield this up because Dynamic Punch would do so much damage. And I'm just going to go straight for the Stone Edge here. Now, Stone Edge would be resisted by Toxicroak because of the fighting typing. And that's why it's not really going to take it out. And it's just not looking good at all, to be honest. And at this point, they can just, yeah, they're probably going to throw a charge move right about now. And this is probably going to be a Mud Bomb or a Dynamic Punch. Let's see what it is. It is a Dynamic Punch. Definitely finishes off Regirock. And then Registeel has way too little health, and counters are going to do it. So as you can see, I mean, when you have leads like Toxicroak was literally the worst thing for this team. Even Mud Boys on the lead aren't as bad as Toxicroak is. Toxicroak completely destroys this team. It basically swept my entire team there. And yeah, it was hilarious. So yeah, we do make a comeback though, and we're met with an Alolan Marowak. This is exactly what you want to see on the lead, because Alolan Marowak is going to be weak to rock type moves because of the fire typing. And we are also resisting those fire spins as well because of the rock typing. And I'm going to go straight for the Stone Edge here. And it gets the shield, which is understandable. And they're going to make a switch into their Stunfisk, and I'm going to go into a Registeel here. So even though this is not a great matchup for Registeel, now my Registeel gets to avoid the Alolan Marowak. And I have to win switch advantage here, right? Because I want to make sure that my Regirock goes up against their Marowak and not my Regice. So I'm just going to go straight for the Focus Blast here. This is obviously going to do super effective damage because of the steel typing, and should come close to taking it out or gets the shield. So which is absolutely perfect. And at this point, I'm just going to shield this up because it's just not worth risking it. If in case it's an Earthquake, it is an Earthquake, so it's a good thing we shielded that. And yeah, at this point, I'm just going to go straight for the Focus Blast here. So this is, I don't think it's going to KO the Stunfisk from this range because it's just so tanky, right? And I don't even get the excellent on the bubbles there, which is also unfortunate. So this is probably going to be an Earthquake, which is going to take out Registeel from this range. And it's not looking great, to be honest. So I'm just going to come in with Regirock and lock on farm this Stunfisk down. Let's see if we can do it here. Luckily, we're able to do it before they get to another charge move. And they bring back their Marowak. So I'm just going to go straight for the Stone Edge here. This is going to do super effective damage because of the fire typing. And I'm really surprised they decide to bring in their Marowak, because it tells me they have something in the back which is weak to Regirock. And charge move coming through. It's going to be a Shadow Ball, which does like heavy neutral damage to Regirock. And they make a switch into their Shiftry. This is perfect. And I can come in with the Regice here. And I'm not sure why they didn't bring in their Shiftry against a Regirock, because that definitely would have been a better matchup. But they probably misclicked or something. And at this point, I can go straight for the Blizzard here. Blizzard is definitely going to one-shot the Shiftry because it's going to do super effective damage because of that grass typing. And also Shiftry is fairly glassy as well. It can't really take too many hits. And Blizzard is just way too strong there. So Alolan Marowak is going to come back in, and we're going to commit to the complete lock-on farm down. Even though it's double resisted, we're able to do it and pull off another nice win there. So to be honest, when I started off the set, I didn't think I could even win once. But I guess we won twice, which is not bad. I mean, going 2-3 with such a difficult team is always, a pretty satisfying feeling. And yeah, we're stuck in the mid 2200, 2300 range because of all the experimenting I've been doing this season. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you guys next time.